Okie dokies. Oh, good, Val, you found me here. Let's take this one. Good. Okay. All right, yogis. Hopefully you make your way here. I little bit of technical difficulties first thing in the morning, but I think we're live now. It kicked me off. So welcome. Another gorgeous, gorgeous day. So grateful. Can't wait to get out in it. The sun is shining. All the trees are budding, and my lilac trees, my peonies. I'm just going to show off my peonies. Amazing. This really spectacular pink color. I don't know what it's called, but it's like just this like blush of pink that I'm always so inspired by each year and so grateful for. So I'm sure you all have some beauty around you. If not, I'm happy to share. Perfect. So as we take this practice, really just want to again find that space to tap into this joy, right? A little bit of that space inside us of that goodness. And also today, I guess I'm just feeling a little playful, being the Gemini that I am. Let's not take it all so seriously, right? I drop into our hearts, drop into all that goodness, and just enjoy ourselves as well as we move through this nice, really easygoing practice today. And that's what I know, so let's do it. I'm gonna move back to my seat. Hi, Barbara. Aren't they great? Beautiful peonies. I know mine just opened, and I was happy that they didn't get taken by any rain, so okay. Beautiful. So as we find our seat, again, whatever that is for you, I have to the side, I have my towels rolled up, so you can always have those close by. You can fold them, you can keep a little roll and sit up on them, really whatever it is for you, just to get a nice little lift into the hips and create some space into your lower back. If you're feeling you don't need it, then don't. I am endlessly tight in that area, so I finally have learned to support it. So as you find this space, this beautiful morning, just allow your seat, right, to sort of open it up, excuse me, drop into the earth. Let that spine begin to lengthen, and the shoulders, just let them melt away from the ears. And just notice how that feels. Yeah, just again, just dropping into all that is, this present moment, here together. So grateful for all of you. And just notice maybe any sounds around you, any distractions, even beautiful distractions, the birds, if they're out your window, depending on where you are. And then notice where you can relax yourself, right? So dropping into your heart space. Just letting the shoulders melt away from the ears, letting that Belly softly lift in and up, so it's not a forced core, but just a nice lengthening. And begin to relax the muscles all around the eyes, those tiny little muscles. Relaxing the temples, the eyebrows, the forehead, and then coming into the eyelids. And I always love to say this, even those eyeballs, I find as well that I can actually relax that intensity. Notice how that feels. And then just allow yourself to come into the mouth. And this morning, just move your mouth. So we're going to open it up. And we're just going to kind of take the jaw a little side to side. You might smile and then even make sort of those kissing lips. Whatever it is, might feel silly, and that's good. And just getting the nice muscles kind of stretched there, and then let them settle. That tongue can rest behind the bottom row of teeth. The lips can soften and touch. And begin to bring your mind down into your heart, down even further into that breath. Taking the inhales and the exhales, and just observing. Observing where your breath is, how it feels. And just allow yourself to relax into it. Again, don't take it so seriously. We're not trying to change the breath right now, just following it, just observing it. And then begin to just feel the breath as we shift a little bit, focusing the breath into the pit of the belly, and then bringing it up into the ribs, and then up into that heart center, that heart space, and then feel it in the heart space, down into the ribs, down into the belly. Follow that breath. Inhale, belly, ribs, heart center, ribs, down into the belly. Good. Belly, ribs, heart center. Stay long in the spine as you exhale. Heart center, ribs, down into the belly. And just follow this breath on your own, just those few rounds. Beautiful. Just 2 more rounds here. And then we're going to move this breath. So just shift this breath, narrowing into the back of the throat, having the breath in and out through the nose, and move into Ujjayi pranayama. This pranayama that creates vibration of the vocal cords. And imagine that your mouth is open and you're just trying to fog up a mirror or a window. But that same breath, but with the lips closed and through the nose, so that kind of lifting of the tongue at the back of the throat. And then play with this breath. There's sound to this breath. There's vibration to this breath. There's heat that gets built with this breath. As the air comes through, it gets warmed and goes through the lungs, out into the blood. Calming our nervous system, focusing our minds. Let that sound be audible, so play with it, especially this home practice that we've been able to do. We can go maybe even deeper by listening to that breath, playing with the breath without worrying about anyone next to us. One more breath here. Beautiful. And then bring these palms together to your heart center. Anjali Mudra, letting the thumbs rest onto your chest. Sit a little taller, but then bow that head down to your heart. Breathing into the back of the spine, breathing into the shoulder blades and neck. As you bow down, honoring the space within you, a space of love. And maybe even today, can you tap into a little bit of that playfulness of joy? Right? Up to you. Again. Good. One more breath here. And then softly just begin to lift your head. We're going to take and bring this right hand down to our left knee, and left hand's going to come down behind us, maybe onto the fingertips, and just begin to take a breath, a soft inhale, and then a nice gentle exhale as you twist to the left. Good. We're going to soften away from it, so kind of releasing slightly out of that twist, and then exhale back into it. Navel lifts, belly draws in and up, heart opens. Again, release softly, just a little bit. And then exhale back into it. Navel lifts, ribs, chest, shoulders. Just one more like that. Soften out of it slightly. And then exhale into it. Feels really good. Pause there. Yeah, just find the space. Shoulders down, away from the ears. Heart is open. 2 more breaths. Beautiful. 1 more breath. And then slowly, as you release, you come through center. Take that left hand to that right knee. Right hand again, just kind of set this up, fingertips behind you. That left hand cupping that knee or thigh. Take an inhale, grow long. And then slowly navel, ribs, heart center as you take a gentle twist. Good, but inhale, soften away from it. And exhale, move back to it. Navel draws in, heart opens. 2 more like that. Soften away. And then exhale, come back to it. 1 more. And then exhale, come back to it. Really nice. Good. And then coming back through the center, we're going to take these legs, we're going to switch them, bringing the opposite leg in front if you are in that Sukhasana, or just take a little moment to rock whatever seat you're in. I'm keeping mine a little wider today, a little easier on the knees today. My knees feel a little sore. So again, I'm really encouraging you guys also to really make this about your body, not the external, not the visual, but really how it feels and that self-care. So coming again into these twists, starting the other direction again, but this time left hand to the right knee to start. Right hand comes behind, grow long on that inhale. Begin to take that twist, navel draws in on the exhale. Same rhythm as before. Soften away from it. Exhale, move into it. And again, soften away. And exhale, moving into it. Good. Last one, soften away. And then exhale, move into it. Navel lifts, heart opens, finding that twist and holding for 3 breaths. 2. And that 1. Good. Coming back through, slow through center. Now that right hand comes to the left knee, left hand comes behind. Same thing. Just letting yourself get familiar with these shapes as you lengthen and exhale into the twist. And then we soften away. Inhale. And exhale. Soften away. And move back in. Last one. Softening out of the twist a little bit. And then revisiting the twist. Opening up that heart and pausing for 2 breaths. Last breath. Beautiful. Come back through, slow to center. So always slow out of those twists, controlled. We're going to take these feet and we're going to bring them into that Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet come together. Please know you can always slide blocks or pillows or props underneath these knees. And again, the heels do not need to be right up towards the groin. Just keep it easy going, keep it gentle. Rock a little bit side to side just to kind of establish the seat of the sit bones. Notice how it feels. Good. And then from here, hands are going to start at the knees and you're just going to cup them and you're going to sit back a little bit. And as you sit back, navel draws in, chin tucks in, energy into the soles of the feet. Take 2 breaths here, letting the back of the body open up. 1 more breath. Good. Now slowly lift the navel and begin to take the head as you lift it, and then open up that heart center, shoulders melt down the back of the body, and you kind of send that heart forward. Good. Take 2 breaths there. Inhales. Exhale. And again. And then exhale. Take a nice inhale with 1 breath. We're going to exhale back. Inhale, we're just going to lift softly out of that and then exhale back into it. So we're not going full rocking back and forth. 2 more. Inhale, just lengthen a little bit and then exhale back into it. Good. That's our movement today. Inhale, last one. And exhale, sit back into it. Beautiful. Pause here. 1 more breath. Beautiful. Lift the navel and begin to move forward. This time, a little bit more openness into that heart. Tail reaches behind. And then just soften away. Beautiful. Inhale. Lift back into it. And just soften away. Again. And soften away. Beautiful. This time, inhale, lift into it. Pause there. Shoulders melt down the back of the body. Navel lifts. Notice that space into the back of the body, but especially that space into the front of the body. 1 more breath here. Beautiful. From here, take a nice inhale. Lift a little bit more. Slow. Navel draws in as we exhale back. 1 breath movement. Inhale, lift. So now we're moving back and forth into those deeper places. Tuck the chin, tail draws under. 2 more. Inhale, these kind of cat-cow. Exhale, nice movement. All of this kind of loosening up the hips, the lower back. Good. Last one. Beautiful. From here, we're going to come back nice and long. Hands are on the knees, and we're now going to slide the hands. Maybe they come down to the calves. Maybe they come down to the ankles. Whatever it is for you, allow those hips to relax. Gentle rock side to side. Nice easeful practice. Loosening up the lower back. Loosening up the inner thighs. Take your time just to explore. Don't take it too seriously. Allow yourself to feel, again, the inner hips, the outer thighs, the lower back. Now from here, come back through to center. Stay lengthening forward and just softly melt into it. So less of that rocking side to side and just letting yourself go, letting gravity come in here. One more breath like this. Beautiful. Now from here, same sort of movement. We're just going to take an inhale, lift slightly, kind of lengthening the spine, and then exhale back into it. 2 more. Inhale, lift, lengthening. And exhale back. 1 more. Inhale to lengthen and lift. Exhale back into it. And just notice here, can you let go? 3 breaths. Maybe the elbows kind of touch down onto the calves or inner knees. 1 more breath, letting go with each breath. Beautiful. Lift the navel in and up, and then slowly coming up. Really nice. Good. Now we're going to bring these knees together, but let the feet kind of walk out a little bit more in front of us. So they're not straight, these legs. The knees are bent a little bit and can be a little bit wider. We're going to take a nice inhale, grow long, and then just draw yourself, your belly and chest towards the knees. Doesn't need to be a whole bunch. And just let the hands kind of interlace behind the fingertips. Yeah, the fingertips lace behind the knees. And if you have the space, you might find the wrists. You might find the elbows, but with the knees a little wider, that might be difficult, right? So just breathe here, and then I want you just to sit back slightly and tuck the chin and get that nice breath up the spine. It's not pushy. We're just opening up the back today, the hips, the lower back. I was feeling really tight in those areas this morning. Maybe the cool temperature, which is so nice as well. One more breath here. Beautiful, and then just slowly rolling up. And we're going to take and extend this left leg long and keep this right knee bent. So maybe draw it in a little bit more if you can. And here's an option that right foot can be to the inside of that left leg, or you might cross it over. So really either way, doesn't matter. Really depends upon the tightness of the hips, right, and the shape, or how deeply you want to take this shape. And then we're going to take this left hand to the outside of that right knee, and right hand comes behind. Gentle flexion onto that left foot, that heel pushing through. Lengthen here. We're not going to go into a very deep twist. I want you to kind of send that heart, waist, over towards a twist, but also draw that left inner thigh in towards the chest. So there's that twist there, and we're getting some nice energy along the outside of that right leg. Take your breath. Good. And again, each breath, maybe you can tap into slight deep depth of the pose. I can't speak today. One more. Beautiful. Now, ever so slowly, please, releasing. We're going to take this right arm, and we're going to either bring it to the forearm to the inside of that knee or elbow, or you can always take that hand down towards the ankle, kind of running that hand down the leg. And then that left arm comes behind, sitting tall, and again, just kind of opening up. It doesn't need to be big here, right? Just slow. Heart opens, loosening up the lower back. So that means I don't want you forcing into this deep twist, just getting some of those muscles to relax a little bit today. Beautiful. Now slowly coming back through. We're going to take this left foot and we're going to bring it to the inside of that left leg and let this right knee open up. I'm going to bring a block underneath it. Yeah, just for that extra gentle support today. And then from here, we're just going to take the hands either side of that left leg, and we're going to just turn the torso over it. Find length into the spine, and then walk out a little bit. So I really don't want you to walk out a whole bunch. I want you to just take some kindness into your practice today. Find the goodness. Maybe even find some joy in the practice. And just walk out a little bit, staying long in that lower back, that spine. And then from here, we're going to just take a soft inhale. It's almost like you're reaching up onto the fingertips a little bit more. And exhale, back down. Again, 2 more. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, soft release. 1 more. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, releasing. Good. Now pause here for 3 breaths. 2, try not to lock behind that knee. If you need, slide a blanket underneath it. And 1. Beautiful. Tuck the chin here, lift the navel, should feel good. We're just gonna roll ourselves up. Really nice. As you roll yourself up at the top of that, let the head lift, let the arms lift. And then take this left hand, we're going to bring it to that right knee and take another twist. Flex through that left foot, open it up, inhale, and exhale. Good, soften away a little bit. And then exhale. Again, soften away, stay flexed through that left foot, exhale back into it. 1 more. Exhale back into it. Beautiful. Take this back hand, this right hand, sweep it up to the sky, and then a little bit over that left leg. So we come into that side stretch, that sort of edge of the rib cage on that right side. Take your breath. Maybe you sway here. If it feels good, inhale, lift up. And exhale, sway over. 2 more. Inhale, use the core. Keep it lifting to support this movement. Exhale. Good. 1 more. And that exhale, pause into it for just 2 breaths. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. Slowly, we're going to come back down and let ourselves turn forward and just find our way to the other side. So you might kind of give that extended leg a little shake if it needs. Now taking that right leg out, we're going to bend this left knee. And remember, here's those options. Foot to the inside of that extended leg or to the outside. And then just find a moment, sit tall here. Yeah, get that nice length in the spine, the shoulders melt. And then that right hand wraps around to the outer edge of that knee, and that left hand comes behind. But before you go just to the twist, I want you to include the leg. So we grow a little bit longer, and we're kind of sending the chest, the rib cage towards that inner thigh, and the inner thigh towards that those ribs. And then feel the twist. The sit bone is staying down onto the earth. The heart is opening. Little flexion through that right foot. Good. Beautiful. 1 more breath here. Really nice. And then slowly, we're going to come through the center. That left forearm or elbow comes to the inner thigh, or you might take that hand kind of down the leg, kind of cupping the ankle if you like, whatever feels right. And then that right hand comes behind. We're going to grow long. Doesn't need to be deep. I just want you to exhale into the twist, opening up that heart. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Beautiful. And then ever so slowly, once again, we're going to release. We're going to take this left foot and we're going to bring it to the inside of that right leg. And this is where I'm definitely going to slide a block underneath that knee. Good. And then sit nice and tall. Take a moment. Hands come down either side of that right leg. And then slowly walk out. And remember, you can always slide another blanket or towel behind that right leg so you don't overextend it. And just take some time here. Soft movement, a little bit of rocking side to side if that feels good. And then just begin to feel sort of that edge, maybe a sensation of 3 or a 4 out of 10. And then from here, take a nice inhale, lift up a little bit. So reach onto those fingertips, exhale as you melt down. Feels good. Inhale, keep those toes up towards the sky. And exhale as you melt down. Again, inhale. Beautiful. And exhale, and then pause. And so as you pause here, just take the breath, not the force. 2 more. 1 more. Beautiful. And then ever so slowly tuck the chin, lift the navel. We're going to roll up, rounding the spine. Take your time, kind of sliding yourself up. Should feel good. At the top, feel the navel begin to lift as the vertebrae stack. The head lifts, arms lift. And then take this right hand to the outside, coming to that knee, and that left hand comes behind. Inhale, grow long, push through that heel. Exhale, just take this little twist here. Don't overdo. And then soften away. Inhale. And then exhale, revisit. Navel draws in, heart opens. 1 more. Inhale. And that exhale. Beautiful. Pausing into this nice twist. Find that lift of the navel. And then from here, that back arm, reach it up to the sky. And then begin to reach it with an exhale over that right leg. Feels nice. And then find the waves if you like. I love that. That inhale kind of waving me up. And then exhale, melting me over. Again. Get lost in it. If you're waving with me, one more. And then exhale, pausing there, just not locking, but breathing into this lengthening. 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Nice, and then ever so slowly as we come up, shimmying this block away. And we're going to move to our tabletop position, hands and knees. It should feel good after all that seated work. So as you move tabletop, you can always place a blanket underneath your knees if you need. It's always a good suggestion. And then take your time. I just want you to keep the hands somewhat under the shoulders and just rock the hips a little bit side to side. Again, think about the lower back today. So my lower back gets bothering me. I'm also just very tight into the hips. So trying to think about them together. Slowly, as you just kind of wave the tail side to side. And then see if you can just begin to find some movement with the upper body, the opposite direction of the hips. Let that upper body move there, and then pause into each spot. Coming back through, head one direction, hips the other direction. Good. And again. Beautiful. One more time each side, exhaling into it. Feel the goodness, don't take it too seriously. Come back through to center, other side, exhale into it. Beautiful. And then from here, we're going to take and move into that cow pose, lifting the chest. It's slow. Feel that nice space into the back, the front of the body. And then begin to tuck the tail first as you round into that cat pose. Inhale, revisit that cow pose. Heart opens, tail lifts. And exhale, tuck the tail, tuck the chin, round into the spine. Inhale, lift the heart, lift the tail. Exhale as you round. 2 more rounds, full inhale to that cow. And full exhale to that cat. 1 more. Good. Now, from here, hands and knees, neutral spine. We're going to take this right leg. We're going to reach it out behind us. So pause there, heel reaching back, navel drawing in. So you can see I'm not collapsing into my lower back. I'm lifting the navel in and up. Leg stays long here. Gaze softly out in front. Taking your breath, you can always play with taking that left arm forward as well. Cupping the fingertips on that right hand. Taking 2 more breaths, or hand can always stay down, please. 1 more breath. Beautiful. Now, bring those toes down onto the earth. Sit back into the heel. Good. Feel that nice stretch here. From here, I want you to keep that leg back, but push out of the hands. Tuck the chin and breathe into the shoulder blades. And then slowly come back. We're going to lift the heart a little bit. Let the navel lift, a little bit of a back bend. The leg stays long out in front. And again, slow, using the core, tucking the chin, pushing out of the hands. Really nice stretch into the back of the shoulder blades. And last one, as we lift, open up that heart. Really nice. Good. Now, neutral spine. We're going to take and bring this right knee down onto the earth. And we're going to take and bring the forearms down today. So I'm really trying to stay out of the knees. So in the sense of going into any deep child's poses today. So forearms are down onto the earth. And same thing, just kind of wag the tail a little bit side to side. You can always sit back a little bit further if that feels really good on you, but on your back and healthy on your knees. But again, I'm staying a little bit higher today, just showing you that all of these shapes, we can visit them in some nice modified positions. Good. Now, keep these forearms down onto the earth. And the same thing, we're just going to lift the chin a little bit, lift the tail. Take your time. It's a little deeper. And then slowly tuck the tail, push out of the forearms. Breathe into the back of the body. Now pause here. Let that head really release. Should feel good. 2 more breaths. Those exhales really letting that head and neck release. 1 more breath. Beautiful. And then from here, slowly coming back, we're going to revisit that tabletop, hands and knees. Nice little break on the arms as well, maybe for you. And then from here, coming to the other side, we're going to take that left leg, reach it out behind. Yeah, so it doesn't need to be high. Want it in line with the shoulders. And then notice if you're kind of dropping into the belly, if you can lift that navel in and up. Good, play with it. You might take that right arm long out in front. You might keep it down today. Yeah, whatever it is, don't make it a big kind of pushy practice. 1 more breath here. Beautiful. Now bring those back toes down. Keep that left leg long as you do. And then sit back into the heel. Should feel good. Little massage there into that leg. Good. And then from here, take a nice inhale. And then I just want you to again kind of lift that chest, lift the tail a little bit. But be really mindful as you do this. Heart goes forward. And then begin to slow tuck the tail just a little bit, but more so push out of the hands, tuck the chin, and breathe into those shoulder blades. And again, lift the chest, lift the tail. And then tuck the chin, push out of the hands, breathe into the shoulder blades. Good, just 1 more like that. And then again into the shoulder blades. Now from here we can bring the forearms down onto the earth, bring that left knee down. And just same thing, just shift the hips a little bit, kind of rocking the tail side to side. As you go to one direction, just feel that nice kind of openness come into that hip. As you move the other direction, feel the openness. And then just come back into neutral here. We're going to let that head go. It's like pushing out of the forearms as you open up the shoulder blades. And just pause there. Endlessly letting that head go. Two more breaths. Just breathe into the back of the neck. Should feel good. One more breath. And then slowly begin to lift that head, sliding the hands back onto the mat, coming back up to that tabletop position. And I'm going to offer here that option of taking a downward dog or not. So curling the toes under, lifting the hips, coming into a soft knee downward dog, and kind of moving around there. Or you can always come into a little bit of that puppy dog pose. Toes might stay curled under. Arms going to reach out in front. And you get some length into the spine. They're all really good, nice stretches of the back. So wherever it is for you. Taking about 3 more breaths here. Feel the inhales and the exhales. Let them be slow and even. That Ujjayi pranayama with the sound, with the vibration. Beautiful. And then if you're in that dog, bring the knees back down. And remember, you can always have a blanket under the knees. We're going to take this right leg. We're just going to make our way, stepping it forward. I always kind of show it doesn't have to be pretty. You might slide some blocks in or books or props underneath those hands, leaning in a little bit. And feeling some length into that back, some space into that front left hip. Take your time here, gaze out in front. We're going to take the hands to the top of that right knee and just help yourself a little bit. Lift up, shoulders over the hips. Always feel free to adjust the legs so there's a little bit more right knee over the right ankle. Good. And then from here, find that balance. We're going to inhale, open the heart a little bit. Does not have to be big. And then exhale, tuck the tail and tuck the chin. You're going to get a nice big stretch into that left front hip. Okay, that's our movement. 2 more. Inhale, just open up a little bit, but then tuck the tail, soft tuck of the chin. Feel that nice space. 1 more like that. Inhale. Beautiful. And tuck the tail, slight tuck of the chin. And pause here for 2 more breaths. Good. 1 more breath, feeling kind of that nice stretch. Beautiful. And then slowly lifting back up, opening up that heart. Hands are going to come down to those props or the earth. And then just coming into this shape that I love. I always do a little bit of the hamstring action. So you can walk the blocks back if you like. Maybe lift the toes up. Explore it. Make it yours. I'm just melting over this leg. Yeah, we did a little bit of this seated earlier. So just find a little rhythm of the breath. That inhale kind of expanding you. It might lift you if you like that little wave movement. Exhales reaching you in. Beautiful. 1 more breath. Love it. Feels good. And then sliding that foot back down onto the earth, coming back to your lunge. And then here's that option. You can slide this right leg back, come back to a child's pose or a puppy dog pose. You can also slide it back and move into a downward dog with or without your props, your blocks. Make sure they don't slip out from underneath you. Again, just keep it nice and easy going today, this beautiful Sunday, saving some energy for the day. So wherever you are, child's pose, puppy dog pose, downward facing dog, just take a few breaths. A little bit of movement, soften the neck. Don't take it so seriously, but enjoy the practice. Beautiful. And then very slowly, if you're in that dog, bring the knees down. And if you're in that puppy dog or child, same thing. We're going to take this left leg and just help it along, sliding that left foot forward. And again, slide those props in if you're using them. Come and get a little length here, so lean in, not collapsing, but just leaning in, leaning forward, lengthen the spine. Yeah, open it up a little bit. Taking your breath. Maybe tuck the chin for a moment, just kind of feel that nice space into the back of the body. Feels good. Beautiful. And then from here, just taking and lengthening. Good. We're going to take these hands and we're going to slide them to the top of that left knee, kind of helping you to come up. And just shift back that right hip over that right knee. This left foot slides back, so there's some nice angle. Good. And then just pause your gaze out in front. Beautiful. Now from here, find that nice inhale, just kind of lift the heart a little bit. Feel that space. And then with the exhale, we're gonna tuck the tail and slight, slow tuck of the chin. Breathing into that right hip flexor. Good. Inhale, open the heart. And then exhale, lift the pubic bone, tuck the chin, open up that front hip. Good. One more. That same movement. Watch the balance. Tuck the tail, tuck the chin. Get that kind of energy into that and pause, but stay with the breath. Inhales and exhales. Feel that into that right hip. Inhale and exhale. One more. Beautiful. Exhale. Good. And then slowly as you release, bringing the hands down onto the props of the earth. And then here's that kind of juicy stretch. You can walk that left leg out a little bit more. And using those props, just breathe over this left leg. And I ask, if you like, you can always come into those waves. Nice inhale and exhale over. You might find a little bit more stillness, up to you. And to me, just connecting to that beautiful movement of the breath, it expands inside you, kind of like a balloon, and it kind of lifts and expands and then softens and releases. So there's this natural wave. Good. 2 more breaths here. 1 more breath. Really nice. Feels good. Same thing here. Bringing that left sole of the foot back down into the earth, just sliding back to that lunge, and then option to step back to a downward dog or into your puppy dog or child, right? Whatever it is for you. I'm going to take that downward dog, and together, just taking 4 breaths here. And again, keeping it nice and even, keeping it calm, enjoying the practice, relaxing the head. One more breath. Beautiful. If you're in that dog, bringing these knees down to the earth. And we're going to make our way around onto our back. So this is where, if you have some of those props that I've encouraged you to get, I have this rolled bath towel, which I love. I'm just going to fluff it up a little bit. So I want you to have that nearby, because we're going to place that under our lower backs in a second, and it just feels so good, sort of the end of the practice, especially after doing some nice movement of loosening up the back. Find your way down. Good. Let the soles of the feet be on the earth. And just notice a little space, lower back, so kind of shift around a little bit. Spread the shoulder blades. Let the hands come down alongside your body here. We're going to bring the knees together and feet apart. So looks a little bit like that. If that doesn't feel right into your hips, you can always bring the feet a little closer together. Take some of that strain out of hips, the tightness, if that doesn't feel right. Or feet nice and wide, knees reaching towards each other, and it opens up our lower back. You can kind of feel that pelvis opening, the lower, where they all meet, and that lower back. Go ahead and just take your breath here. This is the pause. Let the hands turn up, let the heart be open. Hands can even be out to a T. Beautiful. Now, from here, keep the feet wide and then begin to drape the knees over either to the right or the left. So whatever feels right. I'm just going so you can see it in the camera. And we're again opening up the front of this hip. Arms can softly be out to a T, and that heart center open. Breathing in, breathing out. And if in any way this feels too much, just slide the knees together, stacking them. It's a different twist, but notice how that feels, and take, again, always what's right for you. We get tight into our hips, tight into our lower back, kind of all connected here. So just trying to work on that area of our bodies. One more breath wherever you are. And then slow, bring these knees back through. And then take them the other direction. So feet can be wide and the knees drape over to the other direction. Kind of that 90 and 90 space. Or if that feels too much or too much into your back, just draw the knees together and take that classic twist. So whatever feels right. Arms can be at that T, and again, opening up a little bit of that front hip, that quad. Feel the breath, inhales and exhales. Good, 2 more. Beautiful, bring these knees slowly back wherever you are. Soles of the feet onto the earth. And then from here, we're gonna find that either that rolled blanket or maybe a bolster if you have one. And lift up, sliding this support at the base of the spine, yeah? There's the tail of the spine, and then there's a little disc at the base of that. We're kind of placing that prop underneath there. So it's not under the curve of the lower back. It's a little bit lower, right above the sit bones. Yeah, that sweet spot. And then just pause there, a little bit of that supported bridge. You'll notice there's a healthy kind of release into the lower back again here. Breathing in, breathing out. Good, just let the body relax, taking 2 more breaths. Beautiful. Now, keeping this support underneath your back, unless for some reason it doesn't feel right and you want to switch it or take it out. For me, it takes some of the next poses that we're going to do, and it takes some of that stress out of it because it sort of lifts the hips a little bit more. So I want you to take this right knee, draw it into the chest, and you'll just notice there's kind of this natural tilt of the lower back and pelvis. And then cross this right ankle over that left knee, and you might come right into it, sliding the hands behind that left knee or thigh, and just allow that lower back some space. Notice how that feels. Nice gentle rock, if you like, side to side, or whatever it is, just to create a space where you can let go. Just pause there. Good. Now, from here, just stay with this. We're just going to take a nice inhale and kind of soften away from the stretch, but then exhale, draw the knees in. Ah, there it is. Again, inhale, soften away a little bit, and then exhale, draw the knees back in. Good. One more. Inhale. Exhale as you draw the knees in. Good. And pause there for 3 more breaths. Opening up the hip, the lower back. Keep the neck long. 1 more breath. Good. And then softly release. That left foot comes down. That right knee can just pause into the chest again. And then switch. Right foot down, left knee in. Cross that left ankle over that right knee. And then slide the hands behind, or keep that right foot down onto the earth. Whatever it is. Keep it gentle at first. We're just kind of easing our way in. Maybe a little rock side to side. Nice. Relax the shoulders. Again, just find the breath. And then we're going to move here. So an inhale, we just kind of release the shape a little bit. And the exhale, drawing back in. Inhale, soften. And exhale, drawing back in. 1 more. Inhale. And that exhale as you draw back in should feel good into that left hip. And we're going to hold it here for 2 more breaths. 1 more breath. Good. Feels nice. And then from here, unraveling, you can draw that left knee in and let that right knee come in. So both knees are relaxing towards the chest. A nice space into that lower back. You can always kind of shimmy that prop around if you need to. And then a couple of options here. Again, this Sunday practice, really making it about you. You can keep these knees as they are. You might open them a little bit wider, kind of wrapping them around your ribs a little bit. Or you can always move into a happy baby, taking yogi toe lock or the outer edges of the feet. Yeah, and just let the knees melt down towards the earth and the feet to the sky. Just take your breath wherever you are. Again, another nice release, lower back, but also into those hips and those glutes. And you might stay here, or another lovely shape for the end of the practice, just taking the legs long. Yeah, you might place the hands behind those legs, or you might have the hands down alongside your body, palms facing out. And wherever you are, just find a space of ease, right? So these last few moments in our practice today, the legs can be also up a wall, or you might put them over a sofa, arm, or a seat. If you're in that kind of modified child's pose, feel that nice space come into the lower back and hips. If you're in that happy baby, you might want to come out of that and find another shape. Wherever you are, just taking 5 more breaths before we bring the legs down. Feel the breath as it rises and falls in your body. One more breath here. And then slowly, wherever you are, drawing the knees in and bringing the soles of the feet down onto the earth. And you can take this prop that's underneath your back and you might slide it down and then allow the legs to extend and this support or cushion to be behind the knees. Kind of a really nice way to allow that back as well to not get strained as it goes long. Take a breath here, a nice inhale. And then exhale out through the mouth. And just let yourself go. And releasing down into the earth, down into your heart. And just feeling a sense of ease as you pause before moving into this beautiful day, this joyful day. Just letting yourself go here, letting yourself be. And then very slowly begin to take these arms, stretching them over your head, stretching the legs long. And then rolling yourself over onto your side. Pausing there, wrapping yourself up. And then taking your time as you lift yourself up to your seat. Notice how your body feels as you arrive, sitting a little bit taller. And opening your heart to this day. Feeling a sense, I hope, in your heart of lightness, of joy. Everything going on in the world, you still are allowed to have joy, love, kindness. Bring your hands to your heart center and bow into that. Bow into this moment right here, right now. Take an inhale as you lift your head. Exhale out through your mouth. And inhale for Om. As we bow to ourselves, we bow to each other. Namaste. Thank you so much, yogis. I hope you have a beautiful day. And we will see you this week. I can't believe it's Sunday and tomorrow's Monday. So we'll see you tomorrow. 2 classes. There's a lovely chair yoga at 12 and a really gentle, yummy Zoom class at 5 to 6. Nice and gentle with ending with a 5-minute meditation. So maybe you'll join. Namaste.